So I am live today with Kelsey, and Kelsey is going to tell me how she pronounces her last name. She's told me, and I know I'll screw it up again.
Kelsey Kosztowny.
And fortunately, Facebook let us get on today. Last week, we weren't able to get on. Facebook was having a bit of a day. It told me that the post that I had put up 49,000 years ago was doing really well. So I think it was less us and more Facebook last week, but we are here. And the reason we're here today talking to Kelsey of Kelsey Lynn Virtual Solutions is because Kelsey just totally grabbed my attention about a month ago when we were chatting back and forth in a business forum when she said that Pinterest is the source of a great number of her clients, which totally blew my mind. And just doing some background research, Kelsey, I'm sure you're aware, I was not aware that there are 200 million active monthly users on Pinterest worldwide. Poof, blew my mind. All right, so for that reason, I've got Kelsey here today, and I'm going to ask her a ton of questions about this. So before we get started here, so Kelsey, what is your business and what do you offer clients?
So I'm a virtual assistant. I help with project management and creative design for women with six-figure businesses. I work with a lot of coaches and I work with bloggers. But I love to do a lot of the design aspect, which brings in Pinterest.
Oh, okay. Can you come a little closer to your mic?
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. No problem whatsoever. I just want to catch your genius. So when you're working with these people, what is it that you do for them? Because I know for you, the whole virtual solutions idea is like, that's your bread and butter. But for me as an entrepreneur, I'm thinking, how exactly can they help me? So how do you help your clients?
A lot of it is taking tasks off of their hands and they're ready to outsource and they're ready to delegate. Like they want that automation and they want to bring in that traffic to get leads. And I'm like their middleman to do it and take care of it for them. So a lot of that would be pinning for them and creating their graphic design and creating templates for Pinterest that's going to lead directly back to their website.
Oh, okay. Now, a question I would have from your potential client's point of view is, what does that even look like? I'd love to delegate. I would love to get rid of half of the stuff I have to do in a day, but I wouldn't even know where to begin. So do you kind of have a system or a process that you talk to them and you help them figure out where they can actually delegate?
Not so much, because I feel like my ideal client, my customers are really ready to, they know what they need to get rid of. They know what they need to outsource. A lot of it is just sometimes like, hey, book travel for me, or hey, I need these graphics done for my launch program that I'm doing next week. We try and do some sort of content and strategy, but they're just ready to get things off their plate, whether it's calling to book a hair appointment or it's doing a whole Pinterest overhaul and taking care of graphics and making this flow and automate for them.
Whoa, you just blew my mind. You book hair appointments and travel?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, I have been lurking your profile.
What's that?
I didn't know that, and I have been lurking your profile and checking you out.
I'm like your secret weapon in your back pocket. I'm like a one-woman show. I love to take care of everything. I think I work especially well with moms because we have so much going on and we have our gears are constantly turning with how can I be a better mom? How can I manage my business? How can I be a better wife? How can I do all of this? And here's me. I'm saying, let me do it for you. Let me take care of it for you.
Now, you're a mom yourself, right?
Yes, I have 2 boys.
So yeah, so you've kind of perfected this whole juggling all those balls?
Oh no. No, I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old and currently napping. So, I did the nap time hustle for a while and I just kind of said, my 3-year-old went to preschool actually last week, and it opened up a lot of time for me, but now I'm just in the point in my life where I'm ready to focus on me and what's going to keep my brain happy and healthy and get my creative juices flowing.
Yeah. Awesome. I liked your energy around that. Got this Kelsey Lynn Virtual Solutions business, and you do all this stuff way beyond what I even knew you were doing, and that's me looking at your stuff. What were you doing before you got into this?
Before I was a virtual assistant, I was working in just your office, basic office management position. It was family owned and I loved it. They were my little family and, you know, they were with me through me getting married and me having my kids. And I finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I have to work.
Yeah.
But I'm having a baby. I had my son. I was bringing my son to work with me so I could get work done. And I finally said, how can I do this from home? Like, how can I take care of everything and still get paid and do this at home and do it all? And the company at that point wasn't ready to you know, have me work remote. So I just, you know, we made the decision for me to stay home with my son. And then I just started blogging about being alone in motherhood and just how important it is to find your tribe and and build this huge community. And that kind of led me to networking with a mom with a nonprofit organization. And it just built from that. And that kind of was my passion project for a little bit. And I was like, hey, I'm good at this. I want to do this. You know, I want to.
You've got good initiative there. They go like, yeah, I'm doing this from home and I'm spinning it into something I know I can do. At what point was it that you realized Pinterest? That's the thing. Or is Pinterest, in fact, your main focus?
You know, sometimes I go back and forth with Pinterest. I feel like it's just kind of like, you know, everybody fights an algorithm. Everybody has problems with social media and platforms. But I have been using Pinterest since 2010, 2011. I've been using Pinterest forever. But I didn't realize the capacity that Pinterest has to just make you seen and noticeable and you know, make you network. I actually, in the last 3 weeks, revamped my blogging Pinterest, and I went from 220,000 viewers a month, and in 3 weeks I am now up to almost 500,000 viewers a month.
Good
just because of Pinterest.
Lord.
Because of like pumping out that traffic and revamping and writing in your description. There's so many keys to it, but doing that, I mean, I've had help with it. I've hired coaching. And I've had help with it to get on the education part of it, and it's 10 times my traffic.
So just out of curiosity, you've had coaching to do it, but you're now doing it.
Yes.
And you're doing it for other people. Yes. Could you actually teach people how to do even a tenth of what you're doing? Did you say like 500,000 views a week?
A month.
A month. Yeah. Even still, holy.
So that's my goal, is to get to 1 million views. And it's just, you know, I saw the numbers and I feel like, I'm like, wow, like I really did that? And it just was a complete turnaround. And so while I'm still learning, I feel like you're always learning. It's just kind of formed this new, like, yeah, maybe my business will get to the point where it's successful and I can outsource, and then I can teach how to do this and form some sort of education around all this.
Well, as I always say, you know, a carpenter always sees the hammer as being the best tool for any given solution. But like my whole thing is online courses. So when that time comes, you come to me because I want to work with you. That's amazing. Oh, you've blown my mind. So tell me what your basic process looks like for what you do. What would be more appropriate for what you do for yourself or what you do for your clients? Do they kind of look like the same process?
It's the same. Yeah.
Okay, so what's that process? You start with the graphic design, or?
I think it depends on my day.
Oh, okay.
Whenever I want to start, like if I have to write the content, it's either if I'm in the mood to write the content, or if I'm in the mood to design the content.
Okay.
Usually.
What do those two processes look like? What's the difference between those two things?
Well, it's if you're writing a blog post.
Okay.
Versus versus starting off saying like, well, I want my graphics to look like this, and then I'll write the content later.
You know what? I am embarrassed to say I did not know you could be integrating blog posts with Pinterest.
Oh my gosh, yeah, 100%.
Tell me about this.
So, okay, so these are like my secrets.
Oh,
So you,
all right. We won't tell anyone.
so you're taking your blog posts that are on your website. You said
Uh-huh.
you're Kajabi, right? Is that what you
Yeah.
said? Okay, so you're taking your blog posts. Each blog post, you want to optimize with images, 3 to 5 images.
Uh-huh.
Pinterest images with like the layout, the sizing. Sorry, that's
Okay. Yep.
you want 3 to 5, and you want to create a template. So, because I'll get to it later, but you want 3 to 5 templates that you can plug in your wording and you can plug in your images, and then that will let you pump out onto Pinterest. You're going to pin that with your blog post link onto Pinterest, and then that's going to automate. And you also, there's other business tools with it. So there's Tailwind that you're going to have to go with it.
Okay. What's Tailwind?
Tailwind is like automated pinning. It's like for Instagram, it's like your Planoly, your Later, your Hootsuite. It's all of that.
So just scheduling all your stuff. You just get it loaded in, schedule it. Okay. So you use Tailwind.
So I do use Tailwind. I love Tailwind. It's a game changer for me. I mean, I have all of my pins. I probably have 60 pins a day scheduled in Tailwind through the end of September.
That's for you and all your clients, or?
Excuse me. Yeah. And so like that's just generating traffic. It's just an evergreen of flowing information that's going out to everybody that follows me, everybody on Pinterest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with these templates,
is that not just like oversaturation? You're getting 500,000 views a month. It works.
I mean, it's very important to get into the similar groups that are in the similar niche as you.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only do you need to Pinterest is tricky because they also want you to manually pin to know that you're not a robot.
Oh.
Yeah, so I kind of go in probably like once a day to say like, oh yeah, la-di-da, like this house is cute, this picture's cute, and do your thing. And so manually pinning is still very important, but it's also important to have group boards where you're interacting with people that are like-minded and doing the same thing, same genre, and you're sharing your information. So that's where Tailwind comes in, and you say, okay, I really like this image and this blog post on SEO. You schedule that into your Tailwind, and that's going to rotate through.
Wow. Okay. Would you be able to, is it proprietary information? Would you be able to share your screen and show us a little bit of that?
Of Pinterest?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, I didn't prep you for that. I didn't suggest I was going to ask you, but hey, spontaneity, baby.
All right, can we see?
Yep.
All right, so this is my blog Pinterest. And so we're going to go. And I haven't really...
So that's you.
This is me.
Okay.
So these are my feature boards. So this is everything that that is typically in my niche. It's saying I'm not connected to the internet. Can you see?
Yep, I can see it.
So my niche is generally for my blog. It's motherhood and parenting, pregnancy, postpartum depression. As for my business is virtual assistant. So I try and stick with graphic design and Pinterest management, email marketing, social media. Social media is a big one. So these are group boards.
Have you created these or other people have created them?
So other people have created them, but it's kind of just like a general community. So it's important to go into these boards and pin from these boards so that you're just common courtesy, sharing information back and forth.
And not to sound too ruthless about it, but how and at what point do they become aware that you've actually got something they need? Like, how do you make them aware that you've got a service that, for those that need your service, that you could be helping them with?
It's usually just, I mean, when you pin, it usually just gets dumped into a board, and it's whether or not anybody else wants to click. You know, if your image is good enough, there's a click to action where they're going to click to your website or whatever you have. So I'll switch over to my business, and maybe, no, it's not working. Yeah, so it's generally, these are like subcategories, but you really just want to have common courtesy with, you know, sharing traffic and sharing information. So it just goes back and forth. Now I have provided a few group boards all the way at the bottom. I have a postpartum depression and anxiety board. And I take contributors for that. And that's just to share general information on, you know, postpartum depression is really hard.
Yeah.
And it's just sharing pins through that. I allow other people, I think this was one that I had on Instagram, pinning that to Pinterest so other people can provide information. Yeah.
So at where do your blogs come in? Do your blog posts come in here? I am totally ignorant of this whole process.
So this is one that I did. This is called Bye Bye Bottle.
Okay.
This has 5.8K impressions.
Nice.
People have saved this 3 times, and people have clicked into my link 42 times. Now, to take this, I know we're doing a lot of this based off of my blog, but I want to show you that this works.
Okay.
Because for my business, it's kind of been, I mean, all honesty, it's been on the back burner a little bit. Just
because you have 2 children under 3?
Yeah.
On up your game, Kelsey.
And so what you can do is, if you have a landing page, if you want people to go directly to a landing page, you are more than capable of doing that. You just provide a graphic. You create a graphic. You put in your title and your description, which needs to have all of your keywords, and then you plug in that link to your landing page, and it goes directly there.
Oh, so you're actually driving people to your website with all of the stuff you're pinning.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the whole purpose of social media for your business. But yeah, I just never knew that you could do that with Pinterest. That's incredible.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
I have learned more in the last 10 minutes. Pinterest than I have known ever.
So this is my business Pinterest. And this is a pin that I created.
Yeah.
List of 100 hashtags. If you were to click that picture, it's going to go to my landing page. That landing page is going to collect your name and your email, and that automatically puts you on my email list. And that automatically generates you to my email list, where you can then go to my website. You can then go to my CRM, where you can contact me. Either way, all of this is funneling into how to get a hold of you.
And this is something you also do for your clients.
Yeah.
Do you also do the setup? Or do you just babysit their systems?
What's that?
Do you do the setup of the systems for them, or do you just manage their systems for them?
No, I do both. It just is either way. I mean, it can be intensive. I try and say, you know, slow and steady wins the race, because this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort to get your keywords in there and get it generating and letting Pinterest know that what you're putting out there is important. Creating your boards to, you know, to adhere to your ideal client. and
Ah.
what they want to see.
Yeah,
The information that you're providing, why is it valuable for them?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So there's, you know, if you're doing courses and you have course 1, 2, 3, you can create graphics, 5 graphics. So that's 15 graphics, all linking to your courses. And you pump it out into Pinterest. And when people click it, it goes right to your
Landing page.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I've got a million questions for you about this process. I guess if people want to know more, because I've already got you way down in the weeds on this one. If they want to know more, I guess I have to contact you and find out.
Yeah, so I have my website right here. You know, they're able to do that. They can go to your profile, they can click your website, and they can find a way to contact you.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay, can you flip back so I can see your face? There you are. Hello. So you're doing all this for people and you're actually creating these graphics, and of course they have to be in a certain resolution and aspect ratio for Pinterest, and you've got all the strategy behind it. Is there any sense in trying to repurpose that content and use it on other platforms like Instagram or Facebook or
I do it
LinkedIn if there was a crossover, or is it just Pinterest that it's good for?
No, you could, Tailwind lets you bring in your images from Instagram, so you're able to incorporate that. But I think everything just kind of goes together. Like when I'm creating a blog post, whether it's for my business or it's for my blog, I make sure I have the 3 key things, and that's Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. The 3 things for social media. I make sure that my keywords are good. I make sure that my hashtags are good, and and I just throw it out there. It can always be repurposed. It's always changing.
Okay, again, showing my ignorance. Is there actually a specific audience, like is Pinterest as a vehicle for your business, is there a specific audience that's best for? Are there limitations to it? That was kind of my biased thought was, well, not every business is suited to Pinterest, but what's your estimation of that?
Anybody, everything. Why not? It's free.
What are the range of, I haven't looked deeply enough, what are the range of subject matter and topics that are on Pinterest? Like, does it go deep into like harder end business or?
Yeah, I mean, you can use it for coaches. I use it for one of my coaches. I use it for bloggers when I create content for her and write a blog post for her. I make sure that I have 3 to 5 images that I can pop out on Pinterest and social media for her. You can use it for, Pinterest is so visual, and I think that's why I love it, is that it's so visual. And everything is aesthetically pleasing. So what's great for creative VAs is that I can go on there, and if my ideal client is a wedding photographer, I can go on there, and a wedding photography company has created their Pinterest board for their ideal client and who they're trying to serve.
Right.
It goes for anybody. It goes for anybody, really. I don't see any limits on Pinterest.
Wow. So, let's talk a little bit about your business and what it is you offer. Do you have packages and also generally speaking, how many hours a month are you working for any given client?
I try to look at the depth of what they want to get done.
So what's the min? Where would it start?
So right now, what I do is social media management, and I work on graphic design and blogging. Yeah. I love creative writing, ghostwriting, content, all that. I also offer personal assistant, and that's a minimum of 10 hours a month because, we don't want to waste everybody's time and say, I only need you for 3 hours a month. Okay, well, what's that doing for you and what's that doing for me?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it starts at 10, and I assume that you have packages, like if we go to your website. So what is a 10-hour per month package go for?
So typically for 10 hours a month, and that's usually just for personal assistant, I do $50 an hour. That's an hourly base.
Okay.
have to have a minimum of 10 hours a month.
Okay.
And if you're going to go into blogging, where we work on content and I'm writing content for you, we do strategy, that is going to be about $1,400 a month.
Okay.
But blogging and the content creation, that's also creating your graphics with it.
Yeah. So if you've got no in-house talent for somebody to be able to create your graphics and all that kind of stuff, like you've got a personalized graphic designer and blogger right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I think a lot of bloggers or a lot of businesses like service, like a florist, a photographer, they want this content on their website to make it rich in SEO, but they don't have the time to do it. And so that's where I come in and say, okay, tell me what content you need. What do you need? And I'll write it.
Yeah.
And I'll pump it out for you. And it's there. And it's hassle-free for them.
Do you get to the point with a given client that you kind of know, these are my clients, I know what they need? Do they have to instruct you every month, or do you end up kind of knowing what they need and taking that off their hands?
Yeah, there's lots of brainstorming with saying like, hey, these are the 4 articles I have this month. What do you think about this? Is there anything you want to change? Is there anything that you want to incorporate with, you know, maybe you did something this month with a diet and you want to, you know, you want to show off the specific diet plan that you have and a grocery list, that kind of thing. So I just, you know, I cater it to my clients and 100% on what they want. I mean, it's their platform, so I try to make it personable to them and what they want to provide.
And do your clients stick with you long term, I'm assuming, once they know that you know their stuff?
Yeah. So I've had, in the beginning I had, you know, I had like I had many, whereas now I'm just trying to get to like the quality over quantity kind of aspect. So I have had, I had one client where we took a break and then now we're starting back together, which is great. And then I've had another client that I've been with for about a year and a half. And she's referred me to her clients. So awesome. I mean, referral and sharing is everything. The sharing is
You know, here's a kind of like at left field that I totally am just dropping in your lap and hopefully it won't explode. Question: do you have any idea roughly what the return on investment, the ROI, is for somebody who's investing with a VA such as yourself? What is the return on investment for that money they're paying from you in increased business?
I haven't really thought of it that way.
You should.
I know I should. I kind of just think of it as, you know, let me be your right-hand man and right-hand woman. And I've always taken this into consideration for myself and for every other female that I serve, is that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot get things done unless you are full and you are happy and you have things that are making you full and happy. And if that means outsourcing for your business, then that's money well spent, because it's less things that you have to take care of, and it's making you spend more time with your children or more time on your business or more time on your education. Yeah. So I don't really like to put a number on it, because I think of it more so as like, what, like, it just is a necessity is to like having a breath of fresh air.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry to have dropped that in your lap. That was kind of a kind of heavy duty, like, have you done all the crunch the numbers? But I would be interested to know that, because I bet it's significant. But anyways, so we've actually reached the end of the 30 minutes, Kelsey.
I'm very happy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, it was wonderful talking to you. You've like just literally just got this whole other area of focus now for me. Like I had no idea that Pinterest can do what you've just explained to us. Thank you so much. And again, this is Kelsey of Kelsey Lynn. See how I kind of avoided that? Of Kelsey Lynn Virtual Solutions. And thank you so much for being here with me. And I'll see you in the group, Kelsey.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. It's so great the kids didn't wake up during the interview.
I know.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.